Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to be installing a brass bushing kit inside this w58. I got this kit here from w58 bushings.com. Comes with this brass bushing, the little plastic bushing for the bottom of the shifter, and then also this where the shifter ball sits inside. So I'm gonna have to take this cover back off and get inside of here down to the actual shifter. Alright guys, so we'll go ahead and take these off. These are 12mm bolts. I could have did this when I actually relocated the shifter link, but it was an afterthought. Get this off. All right, now that's off. You can see the actual link that connects to the shifter here. The shifter link. This one appears to be missing. It has like 3 layers. There is a metal, a rubber, and then the outer little sleeve. Also, when you're doing this, before you start messing around with it, you want to cover up all of this here to make sure you don't drop anything down in your transmission. So just find something, cover it up. As you can see, I took the rag and went underneath it here so nothing can fall through. First, just giving it a little spray with some degreaser so I can actually see what's going on here. You take like a little... Alright, so I took the Scotch-Brite inside of here and cleaned up on the inside, and it appears that this is the last layer, the outer layer. The other one is missing already, and I could tell because I can see the rubber that goes in between them is still here. So the rubber is still stuck to this. So I'm gonna clean up this rubber and I'm gonna see how well that brass one fits inside of here, and we'll see how tight that is. Alright, just about got it all out. Here's the sleeve here. Let's see what we got. As you can see, even with that piece in there, this is pretty loose. So we're gonna have to use like some JB weld or something, and then set this back in here and let it harden. Alright guys, so I already have this brass piece installed in here. That little ring that you seen that was still in here, that sleeve, I took a flathead screwdriver between the outer piece and that ring, and I went in between it and kind of made that ring come more toward the center, which made the sleeve fit in here tighter. So when I put the JB weld, it was already a tight fit, and the JB weld just stuck it to it. So that might be something you want to do if you notice if that outer ring is still in there good enough where you can use it. Just separate it from the outer piece, because more than likely when it's worn, it's going to be smashed against the outside, and this thing's going to be really loose inside of there. But it's all hard now, and this thing is good to go now. So pretty simple. Obviously easier if you don't have the transmission in the car, but you can do it inside the car as well. I hope that helped you guys out. Anyone that hasn't done this, the place I got this from, if I didn't mention it already, was w58bushings.com. So you can get them from there. But yeah, that's it. All right, so I got this seal back in place. It seals it and I guess keeps the oil from splashing up, I'd assume. So that's on. You put this back on. That kit came with this little plastic ring to go inside, but since I'm using this shifter, it doesn't even touch that ring. It actually sits on top of another one here, which brings it up higher. This shifter I have is like miscellaneous parts, and I'll probably end up getting a different one later on, but it's a lot better than the stock one for now. This is a little looser on here than these are on the stock one, because the stock ball is actually a little thicker. But with that bushing, with the bushing in there, this being new, and this shifter with a little bit more throw, this still feels better than the stock one. So it'll work for now. All right, you see how nice and stiff this thing is. It's not bad. The throw isn't horrible. It's not a cube shifter, but do the job. All right, guys, so we got the shifter installed in there. The last thing for me to do to the transmission is I have a rear main seal to go on the transmission, the output shaft. I'm waiting for that to come. I might have got off a Drift Motion probably. As far as this goes, this transmission has the cast fork, and I mistakenly ordered this throwout bearing or clutch release bearing from Drift Motion for the different style forks that would just kind of slip underneath it here. This isn't the correct style. This one has the grooves in it here, and this is similar to a SC, Lexus SC, Lexus IS300, and this bearing that I ordered was for a Mark IV Supra. It has the same style clip as this does. Apparently the W58 that comes out of 89 plus Mark III should come with this style. Transmission's been swapped around so many times on these cars that might not be true in your case, but that's what I found, you know, so far. Also, this bearing that I got from Drift Motion, it's a nice bearing. Seems like it works well. It doesn't have a name on it anywhere. I don't know what kind of bearing it is, not to say that it's bad. This one I had to order off of Amazon just to get it quickly. It's a NSK, it's a national bearing, and it's actually made in Japan, which is cool. And it's for a Mark IV. So, but the clip actually matches that, so I can go ahead and install this. I've already came in here and cleaned up, made sure that these surfaces here are all nice and clean. You put a little bit of grease on there, put a little bit of grease on here where the throwout bearing slides, and probably put a little bit here where it slips into the pilot bearing. Alright, so I'm going to do a test fit here to make sure that these two bearings are the same size as far as where they fit here. Alright, they both fit the same on that shaft there. So we'll just put this one to the side. I've had it so long that she's gonna have to keep it. So anyway, I'm gonna take some a little bit of grease here and put it on a couple areas. So we'll take a little bit and we'll get it here where the throwout bearing slides. And you don't want to go crazy. Obviously you got your clutch in here, and you don't want this stuff going all over the place and getting on your clutch disc. So a little bit inside here, right on here. You don't want any of these moving parts to just be dry. So I put some on there. I'll put a little bit down in here to the back of it. Kind of like that. But I'm going to put a little bit of grease right here where that clip sits, because it is going to move as you push the pedal in and out. So you want everything to move nice and freely in here. You're already going to have enough resistance from the clutch itself. This side of it is going to be against that surface, so you're going to want to put some right here also. Okay. So you have all those contact points here where the ball pops in, and also here. Once you got that on, then you just take it and slip it in. Okay. Now you guys can see how that goes in there. Like that. So we're gonna take it and slip it through the boot here and try to slip it on the shaft at the same time. You see the boot here on the side. We have to help it through. All right, it's through the boot. Now you want to line up where that ball, where the pivot point is, and pop that on. All right, so we have it on. Had to kind of give that a little hit to pop it on the ball. You go ahead and do it, Joe. So, all right, now that that's on there, I'm going to put a little on this little nipple here where it goes into the pilot bearing, because most of the time this is a pain to get on. I'll put a little bit around this area on the shaft just so it slides in easily. I still got to get the seal for the rear. I'm going to replace that seal. I have that on the way. And don't ever fill this thing up while it's not in the car, guys. So remember, this seal when the shaft's in here is actually what's keeping the fluid from coming out. So wait until it's in the car. Don't get too excited. Someone on Facebook I seen the other day asked why it was leaking out of the back, and someone said, as you would imagine, that the head gasket's leaking. So, alright guys, so now since that's on, everything's all got some grease on and stuff, we're going to go ahead and get this sucker on the engine. Alright, we got it in pretty close. Usually there's a huge gap here trying to get this damn thing started. So, get all the bolts in. So there it is, installed on there. Still got to put the starter. I still have other things to do, but just moving along. We test fitted the engine already, as you've seen, without the transmission. Now we're going to put the whole thing in, and we'll be able to make sure that with those mounting points that these line up with the car. So that's up next, guys. I'm all sweaty. It's a nice hot day in Tampa, Florida. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and on the next one you're going to see us actually take the engine and test fit the whole thing in there, and hopefully we get this sucker mounted in there and we can get all the little stuff done so we can get it started. Thank you guys for checking out the channel again. Make sure you guys like and subscribe for me, man. It helps out a lot, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.